4-1 it would finish to the Spaniards, 4-1 with 10 men as well. Pitch might not look so great, but Spain pretty much do once again, Luis.
Yes, and it wasn't an easy game. From the moment we saw a very good Spain from the very beginning, scoring those goals, and the send-off of Leonard Mari was a big hit for Spain, making a change. But I think that in this case, De La Fuente showed how resourceful is this team. He decided to take away Pedri. Maybe sometimes we think to maybe move a player from the front, maybe Nico, maybe Yamal, or even Joselu, to try to bring a centre back and reorder the team. But it was Pedri the one who decided to take off from the pitch, and the team suffered. But the resilience, the composure of this team, it was fantastic, and they show once again there is a very, very strong team mentally and of course physically, because today I think they struggled for many minutes against Switzerland. Switzerland that is very demanding. They have a lot of pressure from the left side. They concede that first goal, who kind of get it close. But again, De La Fuente took another important change in the second half, bringing Ferran Torres on the right side to, in the end, he was the one in charge of giving an assist and scoring another goal. Knowing that in transition, they needed that because there was going to be a space because of the Switzerland team, coaching players going forward, and kind of managed to score that third and fourth goal. So, yeah, I'm really, really impressed how they worked today. It was a difficult game, not the style of game that Spain is used to play, having the possession and always being important into the field. It was about defending, it was about hard work, and they did it again.
They're not bad, are they, Stevie?
Wow. I mean, Ria made a good save at 2-1 that may have changed it, but at the same time, on the break, they still looked as though they were going to cause problems, and it wasn't until late in the 70th odd minute that they actually got that third goal that killed the game. But even with a man down, they defended well, and on the break they still looked as though they were capable. And surprise, surprise, Lamine Yamal was fantastic as usual.
One player who was missing for this game today was Dani Olmo. He picked up an injury last time out against Serbia, and so he wasn't able to make it to this game today. It's a minor knee problem. He came off in the 82nd minute of that goalless draw with Serbia. Sources insist that it's not serious, but have decided that the best course of action is for him to sit it out. Obviously, it's not the best of news for Barcelona, even just to see some injuries starting to notch up like this, Craig.
No, but I mean, it depends on the extent of the injury. I mean, it could be, it could be so minor it's nothing to even worry about. In that case, it's a moot point. If it's a few weeks, as a minor injury, which minor injuries can be, then that's a bit of a problem because they've already had injuries in there, and he, particularly to the young lad Bernal, who's out for the season, or certainly a few months. And Dani almost had an impact. He's had an early season impact as we expected. He's looked really, really good. He's fitted in nicely. So yeah, Hansi Flick won't want anything serious unless we hear anything.
I suppose the concern with Barcelona when it comes to Dani Olmo, Luis, is the fact that he does have an injury list behind him. Is there any cause for concern for you?
Yes, of course, and we knew as soon as the rumors of Dani Olmo arriving, the possibility of arriving to Barcelona, that that's a player who's got so much talent, who can score goals, who is really dangerous when he's in the last third, and he hasn't have some big teams trying to sign him, and it's because he's got that background, that history of injuries. And when you feel that he might be injured once again after a couple of good games with Barcelona, of course the concerns and the red flags start showing up. But again, hopefully it's not much and he can get back, maybe not this weekend, but in the week after. But the most important is that he doesn't get loan, or he doesn't get in that by circle of getting injury, playing 3 games and again. The problem is that also Fermin Lopez got a pick a small injury. Hopefully he's ready also for the weekend. But if you start building up this list of injuries, is when this Barcelona is going to struggle, because let's not forget the list is very long and they haven't been ready to bring no Gavi, no Frank de Jong, and like this Araujo, and the list continues.
As Craig mentioned, it has been a great start for Barcelona in La Liga under Hansi Flick. In fact, Pedri has been talking about the fitness of the team. It's something we've already talked about here on ESPN FC. We just want to remind you what Pedri had to say. He said, "We work much harder than before. The new fitness coaches that have come in are really good for us. We work hard and you notice it in games. The team doesn't dip after the 70th or 80th minute. It maintains the same fitness levels." He does have that element of being a sergeant about him, but he's good as gold when he speaks with players. "I feel free." I think that's what he's transmitted to me, to play without pressure and to know what and to do what I know. I feel much more at ease. Now, this coming from Mundo Deportivo. High praise for Hansi Flick, not the first player to do so, Luis. We actually haven't had your thoughts on what Pedri's had to say here.
Yeah, exactly, and that's something that when the chat beginning from the board, Deco was involved in a conversation when he was saying that Barcelona should go in a different direction. Yes, of course, keeping the philosophy and idea of the style of football of Barcelona, but try to bring a different manager who can bring also that kind of intensity, that kind of hard work into the field. Barcelona style has been always about possession, keeping the ball as long as possible, and not working in the direction of the physical condition. And right now, you need to have athletes apart from future talents into your team. So I think that that's the idea. And we've seen Pedri just getting involved into the field, and he looks sharp, he looks easy, he looks free, like he just mentioned. I saw him enjoying in the last couple of games, so I'm sure that the team, of course, is going to continue trying to play in the philosophy of Barcelona style, of Johan Cruyff style, but with that kind of intensity, new generation and new 2.0 style of football, where everyone has to run, everyone has to press, and everyone has to have better physical conditions.
Is there anything in what Pedri said that could be perceived as criticism towards Xavi, in your opinion, Luis?
No, I don't think so. In the end, you try to be positive of where you got him from. I'm sure that he's very grateful and happy when he was playing for under Xavi, because he has learned from one of the best players, best midfielders in the history of Barcelona and the history of football. So I'm sure that everything that Xavi mentioned to him, and I know personally Xavi, I know that he look after every single player, and much more when they play in his position, that he took it as a tips, as a good advice, and talking about now physical and trying to change the direction of this Barcelona football style. I don't think that he's just trying to send a message to Xavi or the previous manager. He's trying to give a positive talks about what they are doing now and thinking about the future, what is they are going to do with Hansi Flick.